Today we have a fun video planned. We'll be talking about something I recently did, a fitness competition I did last weekend. So we'll be talking about that, and we vlogged it. Yeah. So we'll be showing you like how that all went.
I'm gonna make it a little different because Sarah had this fun idea to make it differently than we usually do, and we're like experimenting, trying new things, seeing what works best. So this time we're gonna make it on the stove. Sarah, you can explain.
Yeah. So one of our soul sisters, Jasmine. What is her Instagram? Jasmine.
The flower Jasmine.
The flower Jasmine. We'll add it. When we went on, we know her through our first retreat in Mount Shasta. And that was the first time we had our cacao, which we talked about in the first video. But so I saw on Instagram she was out in nature somewhere, and she made cacao, and I believe that the cacao was in the pot, that cooked in the pot with the water is what it looked like. So I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. Let's try it that way, because maybe my theory is when you boil the cacao with the water, it might dissolve better or really well.
And then thicker.
Like, yeah, and you can like maybe like whisk it too to get like as thick or rich of a texture or taste or richness as possible. So kind of like making hot cocoa on the stove with milk.
Old fashioned.
Old fashioned. So we're gonna try it that way.
Are you ready to rumble?
No.
Why not?
I need a nap.
You don't have time to nap.
Then I'm gonna be...
What do you have to do today?
I have my drug test appointment at 2:45, and then my pre-tan at 4.
Oh.
Then we have to, the athletes have like a meeting that they all have to go to tonight, and then a posing clinic tonight, and
Cool. So
that's it.
Should be time to.
Okay.
So what are you eating, Tara?
So we finally just got to the hotel room, and I'm starving. So far today I've had chicken and egg whites. So this is what I have for the rest of the time here. It's all chicken. It's just balsamic, because there's nothing in balsamic. Some asparagus. Some more chicken that I'm going to finish right now. Then... Oh!
What are you going to do with that?
Boiled eggs.
Oh, okay. I was like, are you going to make like scrambled eggs?
No. Yeah, I'm just going to peel them, eat them for more protein. Okay. And then I got some chicken breast for more protein. And some sweet potatoes for tomorrow. Tomorrow, I can carb load, so I'm going to be eating rice cakes and sweet potatoes with protein. And I can't wait. Yes. Alright. So, I just got out of the shower. Oh, what time is it? I have a pre-tanning appointment at 4. It's 3:47. I took like a 5-minute shower and shaved my entire body again. I already did that earlier in the week. And I scrubbed with apricot scrub everywhere. And then I scrubbed with Dawn dish soap.
Show it, prove it.
Dawn dish soap. I bought this at the grocery store just to shower with, and actually It's fine. They wash the ducks with this, so I can wash it. So then, I think I'm gonna get butt naked. I don't have any underwear on. I have a sports bra on, but I'm sure I'm gonna have to take this off. And then she's gonna spray me with like some pre-solution, and then tomorrow morning I get the actual color. So I can like orange like this.
Or extra.
I just got back from my pre-tan. I'm looking pretty tan. I feel pretty sticky.
So Tara cannot have any water.
This delicious water. I can't have it.
Her family is here.
Hi. On your body.
Alright, we are less than 24 hours.
Less than 24 hours. Almost 12 hours away.
What's going through your mind?
Let me hop on this stage really quick so I can hop off and drink some water.
She's really thirsty, y'all.
I'm so thirsty. I'm not even thinking about my cozy. None of that right now. All I'm thinking about is just I'll be fine, and I just want to get through it at this point. I just want to get through it. I just want to get through it.
Wait, let me start it over. Wait.
I don't have enough space. Yes, you do. You got
Okay,
this.
wait, tell me when you're ready.
Okay.
Tell me.
This is the audience right here. Okay. I'm ready.
Okay.
And then I'm supposed to walk this way.
Look at those abs.
Karen, you look good.
These quads look bum.
And then your bottom didn't shrink.
Wait, you forgot your choreography? Start over. Start over.
You cannot forget your.
Is that how you listen up?
Start it over.
At least if you forget something, you just freestyle it.
Can you put your makeup on? Yeah, just rub it in there.
So, Tara needs
Bucked up my
assistance
fan.
scrubbing her face.
Look at what I messed
Because
up.
she attempted to do it herself. Now we've got a little streakage. I'm trying to get it in here. Yeah.
Can you see it?
Yeah, so just a little zebra stripes going on, but hopefully they can fix it tomorrow.
Okay. Now I can see more muscles in my back.
Let's get a full body scan. Oh yeah.
Tara, you look amazing, dude. Like, you. Oh my god. Oh, sorry.
You're fine.
I need to fix. Are you stressed out?
No.
You look amazing. Look down. Look straight down. Your hair.
Do you need any food?
Did you put that lip in there?
It's in my. Yeah, I did.
Okay, so that you need to touch up with.
Wait, do you need food?
No.
She already ate.
Oh yeah. Can you give me the rice cake?
Yes, your flip flops are down. They're underneath the bed.
And then should we get peanut butter in here?
Honey.
Yeah.
Honey too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think.
You're gonna do great, sweetie.
Knock 'em dead.
Knock 'em dead.
Bye. There she goes. I meant to say the girl next
Yeah,
to
he was like,
you.
I meant the DA. Sorry. Yeah, Carson heard that. I was like, yeah, you had it right.
No, I didn't hear that. I hope she didn't hear that.
She did. She was laughing.
We met your coach. She was really nice.
Oh yeah.
We were cheering for you when you were taking photos, and she's like, I want that same kind of energy, but in there. I was like, We'll bring it.
All right.
Because it was really quiet at first, like when the boys came on, like everyone
I
was
didn't
really
hear
quiet.
anyone, like people.
And then the bikini, like your group came up and everyone was like really loud. Even like other people were cheering for your you.
Yeah.
What do you want to eat?
There's so many options across the street from the hotel, so. I'm just gonna go put my clothes on real quick, and one of the girls is gonna go with me.
Okay.
Michelle? Yeah.
We're probably gonna head back to SAC.
Okay.
But I love you, and I want to know how 4 o'clock goes.
Yes.
I want to know if you win.
Yes.
When
Thank
you
you.
win,
She did my makeup.
I told her mom that. I told her.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Tara.
Are we not posting anything until after the show?
My first glass of wine. My first any.
Why are you drinking?
Because it's gonna pump us up. This is Michelle. She competed too. So yeah, we're drinking this because it's gonna pump us up, right?
It's gonna pump them up,
Pump us up.
and because wine is awesome.
Tara is being optimal and her highest self. She wishes to thank God, close friends and family for their love and support. Please, let's give it up for Tara.
The rear line, please. The back line. Half turn to the front. Now, if you ladies will walk to the front line, please. This was a really tough class.
Love it.
But we did our best.
Okay, can we get Chair Barnes and Roxanne in the middle, please? Get them in the middle. They're in the middle. Wow, this is a tough class. All right, here we go. Second place goes to number 57, Tara Barnes. First place.
Alright, so before we drink our cacao, we thought it'd be fun to do a little card pull this time because we like working with oracle cards. This is the Work Your Light Oracle deck by Rebecca Campbell, who is amazing. And I wanted to ask it specifically, what does Cacao want to show us today? Because I thought it'd be a fun way to kind of connect with the plant and see what she got to say.
I'm so glad to like be getting back to this because all the training I was doing for my fitness competition and just that whole schedule really kind of pulled me away from like this. So I'm like, yes, this is nice.
Very nice. Okay, so when I work with cards, typically I will focus on the question while shuffling the cards. And then, you know, when I feel compelled to, I just follow my intuition and then I will just pull, I'll stop shuffling and then I'll pull the first card off the top of the deck. I used to do, you could do it any different way, but that's how I like doing it now. Okay, so, okay, what does Cacao want to show us today? The Great Gathering. It's all coming together. Intuitive hits Soul Tribe. So she has like this handy little book that tells you the deeper meaning behind that, but
Soul Tribe.
I'm
Are you guys a part of our Soul Tribe? Unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives.
Sounds like a transformation. Okay, so the Great Gathering is saying you're being called to let your intuition move you physically. You are connected to a group of souls who are weaving a web around the planet. And as you travel and share your creations, something is rethreaded. This card is an acknowledgement that you are being called to connect with others who are like you at soul level, or that you already are. You are being called to gather groups of people, either by leading them or becoming a part of a group that can support you in your soul's personal mission. Wow. You are a part of a group of souls who agreed to be here at this time in history to heal yourself, your ancestral line, and the planet. To raise consciousness so that we continue to call this magnificent place home for eras to come. One of many consciously choosing to devote your life to something greater than yourself. It's time to call in your tribe by sharing your soul's voice and letting yourself be seen. When you share what is real and true to you, and you share the medicine that you most need, like cacao, you are your tribe. Oh wait. Those who are like you will gather around you. You are your tribe. They're just like you. And just as you are longing and searching for them, they are longing and searching for you too.
Aww.
I love it.
That was awesome.
I feel like you've gotten that card before,
Yeah.
only because I know there's one page in this whole deck, or in this whole book, that's like marked up with your red nail polish because you got it before, and you like, I don't know what you did, but it has like these eerie red marks all over it, and I think it's that page.
Ooh, that's that means something. There's a meaning in everything.
Yeah, that's it. See, I'll show.
Oh,
See if
dang.
it'll show the red marks. I don't know if it's focusing or not, but here's the hoping.
Unbound. That's so funny. Okay. It's time to release old soul stories that have been playing out in your life. They're coming up to be healed. There has never been a safer time to clear these patterns than right now. Take a look at patterns in your life that you're ready to release. Ancient vows and contracts that your soul made that have an expiry date. It could be a vow of silence or chastity or poverty. It is time to unwind from them. This is the life in which you free yourself from trauma of past lives. What old ways of being have an expiry date? When you name them, you claim them, and they stop holding power over you. When acknowledging these old patterns, it is also important to acknowledge how they have served you up until now. For example, a soul pattern of playing small, caused by a soul fear of being seen or sharing your voice, would have served you by keeping you safe. In order to grow, you now need to soften by receiving and calling in support. It is time to unbind from the old ways of being that are no longer sustainable.
I feel like that's super relevant because we're talking about your show.
I know, I was just thinking that. I think that's so relevant because me doing the whole show has a lot to do with like releasing and healing. So, wow.
Think about this batch of cacao.
Honestly, I think this is my favorite so far. What about you?
Yeah, I like the texture. It's thicker than last time. Sometimes it can be too watery.
And grainy, kind of
Creamy, yeah, that's like when it tastes like muddy water. But
This is like really good.
smooth.
Yeah.
So it's good to experiment and, you know, keep trying different ways of making cacao. If you don't love it the first time, the second time, the third time, the fifth time, the sixth time, it might be better, so don't give up on it.
And we added the CBD.
Oh yeah.
What was it? CBD seasoning?
It's like a CBD cinnamon sugar spice.
We added that to both of ours and cayenne because we both like spicy things.
Oh yeah.
So, the reason we are sitting here this is my trophy from my first ever bikini fitness competition. I am a fitness athlete, and this is my second place trophy that I got. I'm so proud of this, and we are going to be talking about my experience or journey to getting this and being at this point, because it was definitely pivotal, definitely very, very significant in my life. So,
Totally.
and I know a lot of people are like starting to get in tune with like their health and wellness, and fitness goes along with that too. So this might be an interesting topic for anybody who is interested or even thinking about aiming for a competition one day. Because if I can do it, I tell you, you can do it. And I encourage you to do it. So, as far as what got me to that point last weekend, to getting on stage to compete, I kind of briefly talked about it in the first video, but I started working out a little over 3 years ago. January will be like 4 years. And my goal was to just lose some weight, and I lost the weight, and I realized after that it became more than just like I want to lose weight. It became like something I actually like really like doing, and I didn't like not going to the gym. I kept making new goals for myself, so I kind of figured this might be like a permanent fixture, and then as soon as I started picking up weights, because once you lose the weight, you're like, okay, what's next? And then you start dabbling in the weights. And so I started to think about how cool it would be to compete, like be a bikini competitor one day, or personal train, become a personal trainer. But at that point, it was so far beyond like what I ever thought I would have the courage to do or allow myself to do, or like I was like, I can't be on stage and like be all graceful and like look that good, and I just felt like I wasn't knowledgeable enough. I didn't look good enough, because if you're on Instagram, you see like they look amazing, and so back then it was just way far ahead of me. So here this year, right before the new year, I really started to revisit competing, and I really wanted to figure out what the real reason was for me holding myself back from actually doing it. And so I had like a whole bunch of excuses, like I just listed. I still talk down on myself. I essentially didn't think I was good enough, and then I thought about it, and I was like, no, these are all things you're telling yourself because you're just really scared to do it. I hated like public speaking. I hated like being in front of crowds, and so it was just like all fear, essentially, when it came down to it. I had all these reasons, but it was just because I was scared, and I was like, I shouldn't not let that prevent me from doing something that deep in my heart I want to do. So I decided to commit myself to it in January 2019, and I found a trainer, and we started working together. She put a meal plan together, and we trained together. So since January 2019, I've been working towards competing, and it has been a journey. If you don't know anything about competing, there are things that you should maybe like research before you do it, just to be well informed and know like what you're gonna be up against. It's really expensive. It's a super huge commitment. So you'll be taken away from like your regular life, your friends. You won't be able to like do all the things that you normally do because you have to commit yourself to this. So there's just a lot of things that you should like be aware of and prepared for when going into it. But if it's something that you really want to do, don't let those be reasons to stop you from doing it. Because if it's something you really want to do, you will find a way. For example, I was like, oh my God, how am I going to keep paying for my personal trainer, all the food I had to eat? I had 2 gym memberships, the shoes, the bathing suit, the hotel. It was a natural show, so I had polygraph, tanning. It was just a lot of stuff, a lot of money, but I did it. I made it work because I really wanted to do it. So in order to grow, which really I have needed to do and wanted to do as part of like my healing process. I don't want to be like the person I was last year. I want to be a more open person, and I wanted to start tapping into the things that I love and not being scared to share them with people. And so this was just this was essential for me to just do it. And I learned so much about myself. Oh my God, I learned so much about myself and my capabilities. I overcame so much fear, and I know that I am limitless. Like, I don't place any limits on myself. Like, I know if I want to do something, I can do it. And it took away so much fear from me, this one show. So that's why it meant so much that I did it, and I'm so happy I did it. It's almost like you're at an amusement park with friends, and you there's a big roller coaster, and everyone's like, oh, let's get on a roller coaster, let's get on a roller coaster, and you're like, oh, I'm scared, I don't want to. They force you on it, and you do it, and you get off, and you're like, oh, that was actually kind of fun.
Right.
And you want to do it again. It's like the same thing with people who, like trainers and people in the industry who are a part of different organizations than the one I just competed in, who want me to compete in their shows too. So like, it just is opening like so many doors and different relationships, and I just love it. So
Yay!
and this is like the same time that I'm like really diving like deep into different aspects of myself that I never have before. And I think that like it started with Christina and going to Mount Shasta, and like Christina going on her like spiritual journey. It brought me there too. And so doing this like at the same time, just it really worked out, because it helped me practice like lots of mindfulness, and being like really in tune with yourself. So you have to do that in your spiritual journeys and your journeys of like healing yourself, as well as competing and participating in something such as a fitness competition. There's so much similarity in how important your mind and your overall internal well-being is in your success with something like this. So biggest impact was competing mentally. Was definitely realizing how important and significant your mind is in accomplishing anything. Your thoughts, just a simple change of your thoughts can make so much of a difference. You talk about like law of attraction, like when you're talking about like spirituality and like all of that, there's the law of attraction and changing your thoughts to attract things that you want. Same thing with this, the same concept with this, like especially like when you're working out, if you want to like target a specific muscle and you want to develop a specific muscle, they call it the mind-muscle connection, because you have to train your mind to think about the specific muscle that you want to target in order for that muscle to be worked out, in order for you to feel it there. So like if your thoughts are somewhere else during a workout, it's like you're not doing yourself a favor. It's like a waste of a workout. You have to tune everything out and like literally imagine the muscle that you're working on, and it makes such a difference. It might sound weird if you've never like tried it or if you don't know anything about it, but it really works. And I learned about it in an Arnold Schwarzenegger book, actually. Because one of the first like books I started reading when I started doing this was an Arnold Schwarzenegger book, and he talked about the importance of the mind-muscle connection. So definitely I learned that the mind is so powerful.
Yeah.
Super powerful. Don't take it for granted, and don't let negative thoughts or thoughts that you don't want to be thinking, like don't let them into your mind, because they really affect you. They really affect you. So
What were some ways that you like combated the negative thoughts? Because you know they inevitably pop up in your mind anyways.
yeah, I think just like imagining the end goal, like what I really wanted myself to like look like on stage, how I wanted to feel. My goal, I wanted to be my optimal self, physically and mentally, internally, and I just had to like keep reminding myself of that. In the moment, I might have felt like, damn, Tara, like you suck right now. You don't look how you want to look, or that workout sucked, or outside distractions from like people and how relationships and things can affect like your mind negatively. But you just have to remind yourself of what the end goal is. Why are you doing this? Like bring yourself back to that and just remind yourself why you started this in the first place. And you know, you're important. You have to like put yourself first above anything and anybody.
In competitions, maybe like some people might think like, oh, that's like not, I don't resonate, like it's kind of conceited or like it's kind of fake or whatever. So what is the difference with NGA? Because I know you specifically chose this type of competition for a reason, because it's not what a lot of people think it is.
Yeah, so I chose the organization that I did the show for or competed in was National Gym Association. They're a non-profit for one, and they're 100% natural. So all the athletes have to be 100% natural. That means, that means no steroids, no growth hormones, none of that stuff that a lot of people associate with bodybuilding, because I mean that's how bodybuilding started way back when. That's what they did. They drugged up and got super big, but so they created natural organizations for athletes who chose to not participate in that. And a big part of like who I am is like natural. So it started like with my hair years ago when I started wearing my hair curly, and the things that I wanted to use for my hair. Then like my skin, I went through like a whole acne mess last year, and I have not seen a doctor for that to treat it in any way, because I wanted to do this naturally. Also the things that I eat, I like to keep it as natural or as organic as possible, just like overall health. And so it was really important for me to do the same thing with fitness. I don't use even pre-workouts, which that's not a drug or considered a drug in the industry, but even pre-workouts I don't use. I drink coffee and eat a banana for a pre-workout. So yeah, I don't supplement with a lot of things like at all. So and so I wanted to keep it natural.
You could do anything over again, like knowing what you know now. Would you change anything, or would you redo or do something different?
Yes, I would. I would not have eaten the bag of Skittles that I ate probably the week prior.
What do you think that did?
I don't know, but I didn't get number one, so I'm like, maybe I shouldn't have eaten the bag of Skittles. I don't know, but I don't know. I could have just not. There are times when I failed myself, like eating the bag of Skittles, or eating something I shouldn't have, or maybe not working out for as long as I should have. So I think not going 150% every single day. I'm not gonna say that happened a lot, because it didn't. Like I said, I was really committed to it, but somebody else got number one. So there's always room for improvement. And so I recognize that and I own that. And next time around, I'm gonna go hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
No regrets though.
yeah, no regrets.
No regrets.
I think placing second for my very first show is a major accomplishment, so I'm proud of myself. I ate the bag of Skittles. Sucks, but I still got second. Next time I won't eat the bag of Skittles, so maybe I'll get first. Want to point out or say that yes, when you compete in a fitness competition, like your body is like super bomb and like the best it will probably ever be in competitions while you're in season, but it's important to remember that your body is only like your physical vessel for your soul and like who you are and like your mind, and so you have to take care of that first. I think that takes priority number one, and if that's not right, then your physical body is going to be reflective of that. So as I get more in tune with like who I really am and find out more about myself and what I really love and what my like purpose is here. I can only imagine how much better of an athlete I will be. The more I develop myself internally. So
Love that. What's next for you?
another competition and another competition and developing my place within the industry as far as like personal training goes. That has been a goal of mine, just like competing, and I've been working on that too. So I think, like I said, this has opened a lot of doors for me as far as like what I know I'm capable of, and like the people that I'm meeting, and people see like, okay, she might know a little bit of something, so she's credible, like maybe I can ask her for help. And so people, just this week, people have reached out to me asking me for help with their journeys. So that's like really cool, because I know that we are all placed here to help in some way, whether it be people, the earth, whatever. And I feel like I'm like slowly tapping into this, and I'm doing it with something that I like truly love myself, and I couldn't be any more like grateful for that.
Cool. Well, I want to give a toast to you. I am so proud of you. You have been so committed and driven, and I know this was like meant to help you, but I feel like even just your story and everything that you've learned from this point is gonna help a lot of freaking people. So you're awesome. I'm proud of you. I know next time we're going for first.
Yay! And also, when you're doing this, it's very important to be mindful of the people you surround yourself with. And so I'm thankful for people like Christina and my other friends who have supported me through this journey, because it is not easy, and a lot of times it wouldn't allow me to give into temptation that I wanted to give into. So keep your circle, be mindful of your circle. You learn a lot about the people you surround yourself with when you have to take yourself out of your norm and like challenge yourself. You learn a lot about yourself as well as your crowd. So
yeah, I think I did a pretty good job at not tempting Tara with food. Because that's one of our favorite things to do, is like go out to eat and eat junk food sometimes, and
I feel like we haven't done that in forever.
we would just pick out unhealthy food, and it was equally fulfilling.
Yeah.
So it helped me too.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. So this is Bruce.
He's joining the cacao party.
He's here for the
I
party.
wonder if cats drink cacao?
I don't know, because chocolate, I don't know if it's the same thing. They probably wouldn't like it.
Well, that was our second episode of Curls and Cacao. We have a lot more coming.
Yeah, thank you for tuning in with us. We have so much exciting things planned for future episodes, so make sure, if you haven't already, grab your own cacao, because you're not going to want to miss the opportunity to join in with us for the future episode. That's all I'm going to say, so we can leave the rest a bit of a surprise. We love getting our cacao from heartbloodcacao.com, and our promo code to save a little bit, like a 10% discount off of it, is Curls and Cacao. So we'll drop the information right here on the screen for you guys, so you can get that started. Bye!